Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be asking Spirit when you will meet your destined partner. And this was a suggestion from somebody in the comments, so I want to say if you have an idea for a video that you would like to see from me, feel free to suggest it in the comments. I am always open to suggestions for new video ideas. And so we have pile 1 with a smoky quartz, pile 2 with a lapis, pile 3 with red jasper, and pile 4 with some orange calcite. So please feel free to pause the video, pick whichever pile is speaking the most to you, and let's get into today's reading. Hello pile 1 and welcome to your reading. So in today's reading we are asking Spirit about when you will meet your destined partner. And we're just going to get any information that Spirit can give us with the cards here, and hopefully be able to give a little bit of a timeline. But sometimes Spirit likes to be a little bit vague because it's a general reading, and there are different interpretations that might apply to different people here. I do want to point out that we have a lot of water energy here. We have 2 cups cards, we have 2 Pisces cards, a Cancer, the whale I would associate with water, and also the sandpiper because I believe sandpipers live near water. So lots of watery energy here. You might be a water sign. The person that you're destined to meet might be a water sign, particularly Pisces or Cancer. Only take that if it resonates. And then we also do have we have the Empress and the Hierophant, both of which can sometimes be represented by Taurus. I think the Empress is also associated with Libra, and then we have the Emperor, which is sometimes associated with Aries, I believe. So if any of those signs, and we also have Aquarius in the 6th house in the South Node, so if any of those apply to you, I would take that as confirmation that this is your pile. If not, don't worry about it. This could just be extra information that Spirit's giving us, or again, those could be the signs or the placements of this person that you are going to meet, of your destined partner, as they say. And I want to say, when I was pulling your cards, what I heard was, if we're asking the question of when you will meet your destined partner, what I heard was when you have achieved balance as the answer to that question. And that was before the full moon in Pisces card came out, which said balance, spirituality, and practicality, which I think is interesting. And I think it's important that we have 2 Pisces cards here, and I think it's also important that we have 2 first quarter moon cards here, and then the full moon. But I'll get into that in a second. I am being called to just read these tarot cards intuitively. I also, in terms of balance, it is interesting that we have the Empress in reverse and then the Emperor upright with the 2 of Swords reversed in between these 2 energies. That's interesting to me because the Empress and the Emperor are counterparts in the tarot deck, and with one of them being reversed and the other one upright, that would speak to me about an imbalance, particularly an imbalance between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. So that might be something that that you're currently dealing with. And when I talk about a divine, I just want to clarify, when I talk about divine feminine, divine masculine energies, every single person on the planet has divine feminine and divine masculine energies. Sometimes they can be in balance, sometimes they can be out of balance. And none of us are perfect 100% of the time. So when I say that your divine feminine might be a little bit out of balance right now, what that means is it's just in terms of your energy. Again, it has nothing to do with your gender or your gender expression or anything like that. The Empress in reverse, when we're talking about an imbalanced divine feminine, and the usual interpretation of the Empress in reverse usually has to do with either being overly controlling, particularly of the outcome of something, or not trusting, not having faith in things like divine timing, or trusting the universe, or trusting our manifestations to come in, trusting that we will receive the abundance that we deserve when we are meant to. It's that kind of of energy, of just like not wanting to loosen the reins a little bit, and trust the great mystery with the whale spirit here. I think this is what spirit wants you to do, and it could be that you're being maybe a little bit resistant to that, and that might be something that spirit is asking you to work on, because that will help attract your destined partner towards you. And I think that spirit might currently be protecting you right now, because they don't want to bring this person in until there is just a little bit more balance, if that makes sense. I do want to say I am feeling some throat chakra stuff right now. There's a lot of throat chakra energy here too as well with this blue color here. But there's also a little bit of heart energy and some solar plexus, but there's just a lot of blue, particularly in this area. So you might also be going through a throat chakra expansion, and you might also have maybe an overly active throat chakra, if that is something that resonates for you. And again, when I say things like this, I don't mean it as an admonishment. It just might be something to pay attention to, and it could be like if your emperor is upright, this would talk to me about somebody who is in a balanced divine masculine energy, like a very healthy divine masculine energy, where you are okay with being assertive, with advocating for having your needs met, definitely have a strong sense of responsibility. You take care of things in your life, you take care of yourself, you take care of things that are yours to take care of. And you're very good at planning and organizing, and that would also vibe with somebody who was maybe had a bit more of an imbalanced divine feminine. If you feel like you always have to be maybe overly prepared for things, but the connection with the throat chakra, I think, is just in terms of assertiveness and making sure that when you have a need that needs to get met, that you're advocating for that and speaking up about the things that you need to speak up about. So that's a positive message, it's a positive energy. But I will say with the Astro Dice here, with Aquarius in the 6th house and Aquarius in the South Node, there's an interesting message here about. And I'm getting the sense that it all kind of ties together, especially with the be playful and the trust the great mystery. If this is advice from your spirit guides, this is what's going to help you rebalance your divine feminine energy, is to embrace the spirit of playfulness and to have faith in the universe, and that we can't know everything, we can't plan for every little detail. The Aquarius in the 6th house can talk about somebody who has had a lot of responsibility put on them in terms of like their home and family and domestic life. It could have been in your family of origin. It's just there was maybe some parentification. Maybe you had to take on like a lot of responsibility or a role, like an authoritative role in your family at a very young age. There's like more responsibility than you would typically have is what that is telling me about. And what's interesting is that with the South Node here, that might be something that is related also to past lives. Like it could have been that's been a pattern for you in your past lives, has been a focus on taking care of responsibilities, taking care of other people, being of service to people, and the more like mundane kind of everyday, day-to-day responsibilities, the daily grind, taking care of things. So that could be something that you were very innately good at, because it might be something that your soul has done for many iterations in the past. If that makes sense, if that's resonating for you. I keep forgetting, I want to talk about the smoky quartz, which is the crystal that you chose. And smoky quartz is good for dispelling fear, like letting go of fear, and dispelling and like negative thoughts and feelings about something. And it can help with cultivating a sense of calmness, which the Empress is an energy that is very calm. calm and peaceful. So smoky quartz might be a good crystal for you to work with if you work with crystals, if that resonates for you. I did think it was interesting that was the crystal that you picked today. So I did talk about why I think we have the Empress reversed and the Emperor upright, and then we have the Two of Swords reversed in between. So it could be that you might have known for a while that you wanted to shift this energy. Maybe this is something you've really been working on, is trying to cultivate having a little bit more faith in divine timing, faith in the universe, like easing back on the needing to control the outcome, control every little thing. It might be a smoky quartz also can help with manifestations. It might be that you have been trying to do manifestation work. You might have been like struggling with the part where you need to let go of the manifestation and just trust that the universe is going to bring it in when the timing is right, you know. And there are messages here that will happen for you. But so if that is resonating for you, then the Two of Swords reverse could maybe just be talking about struggling to let go of that. It could also be, there might be some decision or some choice that you have been struggling to make, and there might be something that you're avoiding, maybe on like an emotional level or a mental level. There is an energy with the Two of Swords reversed of knowing that you need to move forward, knowing that you need to make a decision or a choice or speak up about a choice or a decision, and you've been avoiding it to the point where it might be causing problems for you. And again, that's why I'm bringing up the fact that it's in between these two energies here. It might be that you recognize that you want to be in more of an Empress upright energy. You might just not be sure how to get there, or that might be like scary for you. So you might just have been like just a little bit stuck there, a little bit stagnant there, and a little bit avoidant, and that's okay. You know, if you're in this Emperor energy, this overly developed sense of responsibility, chances are you've been working hard on a lot of things, you know, and it's like, you know, we're not all perfect beings 100% of the time. But the good news with this card being reversed is this tells me that this energy is shifting. So it's likely that you are working on getting back into balance, like having a balanced divine feminine, divine masculine, and it just might not currently be there yet. But what I'm hearing, especially with this full moon in Pisces card, is that once you get there, then that's when you will meet this person, your destined partner. What's interesting is that I think all of the cards here, all the energy here, all the messages here, this is mostly like about your energy. You know, these are messages about you. And so I'm getting the sense that, yes, it's okay to do manifestation work, and especially with the Nine of Cups here, you know, it's a very positive message. It's important to put out into the universe exactly what you're looking for, and that, you know, you feel like you're ready for it, and that, and especially with Trust the Great Mystery, that you know that the universe will bring it to you when the timing is right. However, I'm also getting a message. Spirit right now, Spirit wants you to just focus on finding a balance in your life, whatever that means for you, because I think that is like something that they just want to ensure that you are in a very balanced place, and you're not maybe. If you do identify or resonate with what I was saying about maybe having like an overdeveloped sense of responsibility, like feeling like you always need to take care of everybody else, you know, you know what I mean? Like it could just be that Spirit just wants you to relax a little bit, embrace the sandpiper spirit, be playful, have fun with it, before they bring this person in. And with the Five of Cups here, there might also be something that that Spirit wants you to acknowledge and let go of, or you could currently be in a period of mourning something, some loss or emotional distress that might have happened for you. So the Five of Cups carries a message of, it's like kind of a twofold thing. It's like permission from Spirit to grieve whatever you need to grieve. It's okay to take time to feel your feelings, honor your feelings with the first quarter moon in Pisces. I think you are being asked to take whatever time you need to do some emotional processing. And that's something that the Empress is great at when she's balanced when she's upright. So if there might be some avoidance of feelings here, you might be in a very like action-oriented energy, and if you're resonating with that, Spirit's saying they really want you to focus on resolving this Five of Cups, whatever that means for you. And even if that just means like sitting in your energy and just feeling your feelings, honoring your feelings, however you feel about it. Like there's nothing to feel ashamed of or guilty about. Whatever your feelings are, they are valid. And Spirit just wants you to take this opportunity to focus on that right now, so that whatever you are feeling and whatever you are dealing with, you can be in this playful sandpiper spirit when you meet your person, instead of a time of mourning, or if you have any kind of like heavy feelings that you might have resonated with when I was talking about the smoky quartz. Again, Spirit just wants to make sure that you're giving yourself time to process whatever you're feeling right now, so that you're not bringing those heavy things with you when you meet this person. And then we do have the Nine of Cups, which is a great card. It's a great card in any reading. It's especially great in a relationship reading, because this is the wish fulfillment card, you know. And that's why I was talking about, if you are doing a manifestation, you might be struggling a little bit with the letting go of it part. But this is confirmation from Spirit that you're going to have whatever you're wishing for, and that this person, they're destined for you. First of all, that's the topic of the reading today. But they are going to be your wish fulfillment, you know. And Spirit wants to bring this to you. It's on a ship. It's moving forward. It's in this treasure chest. It's like you know, it's on its way to you. Spirit just wants to make sure that you are in a balanced place before they bring this person in. And there might be some need to work on feelings or your heart chakra. Because again, I'm getting the sense that you might have like a very open throat chakra, or really be working on that right now. There might also be a need to focus on the heart feelings, relationships, however that applies to you. So just take whatever resonates. But again, with the Nine of Cups, this is like a direct message from Spirit. There's nothing to worry about. You are going to meet this destined person. There's just maybe some stuff they want you to work on first. And then we did have the Hierophant at the back of the deck. I do want to point out we have a 6-card spread and 3 major arcana, so lots of important messages for you here today. And the Hierophant, it could be a symbol of tradition, institutions, including the institution of marriage. It could be saying that you might be very traditional, or the person that your destined partner might be very traditional. Either way, you are going to be on the same page, however that applies to you. This could be saying that this might be that your destined partner might be somebody that you will marry, if that is something that is resonating for you, if you would like to be married. Then again, this is just another confirmation you would be on the same page in terms of that. And it could also be a clue, because it does represent traditions, family, institutions, and things like teaching, mentorship. This might be a clue as to like how you're going to meet this person. Might have something to do with maybe like a family reunion, some like a tradition that is relevant to you, to your culture. Maybe you're going to go back to town to visit your family, and that's when you meet this person. Maybe you're going to be taking a course. They might be your teacher. You might be their teacher. Just take that however it resonates for you. That might just be an additional clue from Spirit as to like how and when you're going to meet this person. And before we get into the oracle cards, I do want to just mention in terms of like the numbers here. What I found really interesting is we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and then there's like 6 and then 12, you know? So with the 2 through 6, it could be saying, and we do have 2 5s here, so the month of May might be very important for this connection, but we have like a span from February through June. So it could be like anything in like the first half of the year might be a clue as to when you are going to meet this person. And I also want to point out, I'm not sure, you know, this might not necessarily be what you want to hear, but We do have also 2 6s, which that could represent June, but we have 2 6s, and then, so I mean, Cancer is the 4th sign, but it is associated with the 6th house. So that's why I was bringing it up. And then it's also, I believe, June is Cancer season. So that's why I'm bringing that up. What I'm hearing with that is, and this is also 6, 51 reduces to 6. You might be halfway there. So if you're watching this when I'm filming it in March, it could be that you will meet this person in September, which is the 9. We have the 9 of Cups. So if that resonates for you, it's like I'm hearing like it's all this stuff up to 6, and then we're jumping to 12. So again, it's like it might be halfway there. Like you're halfway there. You're doing a great job. You know, if you're working on this, balancing out these energies in your life, that's exactly what Spirit wants you to be doing. There's, you know, and again, with the trust, the great mystery, and the 9 of Cups, there's nothing to worry about. This relationship will come in, and if you have been struggling with, you know, with having faith that, you know, that this is going to come in for you, I just want to reassure you that there are a lot of messages from Spirit is coming in. The next few months might be very significant in terms of you know, in terms of you doing some more spiritual development in order to bring this connection closer to you, But again, the basic message is like you're doing really well, and it might be within like the next 6 months to a year that this person comes in towards you. I do also want to point out we have 2 first quarter moons and then the full moon, and it's like this card I think is representing when the 2 of you are going to come together, because this is the card that has the 2 fish together swimming in harmony, you know, and this is the full moon. So it could be that again, that you're kind of in like the first quarter moon phase of your journey towards them, and then when your journey comes to the full moon, you're going to meet together in a more developed place where there is this balance, spirituality and practicality. It could be Spirit is asking you to work on embracing more of your spirituality that might help you bring your divine feminine into a balanced place. You might be focused on a lot of practicality right now. That might be why you know, you're very much in your divine masculine energy right now, which is great. It's not a bad thing. It's just Spirit might want there to be a bit more of a balance there. That's all I'm seeing, and in particular with these the Moonology manifestation cards. This one has a symbol for the crown chakra. This one has a symbol for the third eye chakra. So again, this might be Spirit's way of asking you to focus on your spirituality right now. Try to you know, maintain your faith in the universe, and to take a more playful, peaceful, and maybe like take more time to do the things that you consider to be fun. Particularly if they are related to spirituality, but not always. You know, I think the Spirit just wants you to take a little bit more time for yourself, so that you can feel a little bit more connected, a little bit more, you know, in touch with your feelings. That can be the feelings of playfulness and happiness. It can also be, if you're processing things with the 5 of Cups, an opportunity for you to honor your feelings. And then with the first quarter moon in Cancer, which says push through any insecurity, there might be stuff that's related to your past. It could be past lives. It could be your family of origin, or things that happened when you were growing up that pushed you into a position of responsibility, like before you were maybe ready for it, you know, and you know, and that might have caused some trauma. That might, you know, however that applies to you, or it could just have really created, as I was saying, like just an overly developed sense of responsibility, and maybe like a little bit of fear or insecurity around letting go of the reins. And I just saw a 17 on the clock, which for me is a sign of the Star card in tarot, which is like having faith, having hope, that the things we put out into the universe are going to come back to us when they are meant to, if that makes sense. So if there isn't any insecurity or fear, Spirit is asking you to do the thing anyway. If you know, if it involves having to go deeper into your feelings, and if that's something that you have been working on, and you've already been working on that and pushing through, like maybe pushing past your comfort zone in terms of dealing with whatever feelings are coming up, Spirit is commending you for that. You know, and they're saying, like, keep going. It is working. It is going to happen in divine timing. You're going to have your Nine of Cups. Trust in the great mystery. Embrace the whale spirit. We can't know everything. We especially cannot know everything on an intellectual level, even though we might want to. There's things going on behind the scenes. There's things that Spirit's handling for us that we will never be able to see with our own eyes. And it's important to have faith that, again, that the things that are meant for us are going to come towards us when they are meant to. So that's what I have for you today, pile 1. I hope that this reading has been helpful. If you did like it, feel free to give it a like. Please feel free to comment down below. Let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my channel and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe. And with that said, thank you very much for watching pile 1, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 2, and welcome to your reading. In today's reading we are asking Spirit when you will meet your destined partner. Hopefully we'll get some information about the timeline and maybe some significant information, especially in this reading for you today, pile 2, about any maybe, I don't want to say blockages or delays, but it could be that I think Spirit has something they really want you to work on before they bring this person in. It seems like you're going through maybe some significant stuff right now. I do want to say, I always forget this part. You chose the lapis stone here. I think it is a beautiful stone. And lapis is very good for the throat chakra, which I think would make sense here. Especially we have the Ace of Swords in reverse on the back of the deck. There might be some throat chakra stuff that Spirit wants you to work on. I will say, I do think it's significant that the first 3 cards we have here are all major arcana and they're all in reverse. And there's a specific message that's coming through, and I'm being given like a kind of an intuitive interpretation of these cards. The first card we have is the Lovers in reverse, and I don't want you to worry because I don't think that's, you know, we're asking when are you going to meet your destined partner, and the spread is ending with the Nine of Cups, which means you will meet your destined partner. Like this card being here, I think is, you know, even though there's like, there might be something here, something significant here that Spirit wants you to work on first. We do have the Nine of Cups. That's the wish fulfillment card. It's telling me you are going to meet your destined partner, and this, I think, is reassurance from Spirit. Like, despite all of this, it's still coming towards you. It's still going to come in for you. There's just stuff that Spirit really wants you to pay attention to before they bring this person in for you. But this is like, don't worry, it's coming. And what's interesting is that we also had this card in the exact same position for pile 1. Their reading was a little bit different. There was a kind of a different energy there. But if you did feel drawn to pile 1, there might be messages there for you. And I'm going to apologize at the top of the reading. I have just for a few days now felt a little bit scattered. So I might go off on tangents. I might lose my train of thought. I might start a sentence and abandon it, or interrupt myself. So please just bear with me. I'm going to try my best to communicate the messages clearly. I know we have this lapis for the throat chakra, and I'm going to try my best to clearly communicate what I'm seeing here. But I just want to apologize at the top. I think this happened for pile 1. Where, you know, I remembered after the fact that I had started a couple of sentences and then forgot what I was saying. So I just want to say that. So we're starting with the first 3 cards here. I think the 4 cards, I think, are telling me some information maybe about where you're currently at and what you're currently going through, and what Spirit wants you to pay attention to. Then the Nine of Cups, I think, is a reassurance for you, again, that your destined partner is coming. You know, they will come towards you, and there's also some positive messages over here about that. So there's nothing to worry about. It's just, especially with the High Priestess in reverse, I think Spirit really, really wants you to see something that you might currently be avoiding, or you might not necessarily like consciously realize on a conscious level. You might know on an intuitive level, but you might not be kind of cluing in on a conscious level. There's something here that Spirit really wants you to process and release before they bring in your person. So the first cards we have here are the Lovers in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, the Moon in reverse, and then the Five of Pentacles. And both the Lovers in reverse and the Five of Pentacles can talk about a sense of loss. They can talk about a sense of having lost something, and especially with the Lovers, it could have been a previous relationship. There could be a significant feeling of loss or grief. Maybe you had like a connection with somebody, and it might not have been a full-blown relationship, but it could have been something that that affected you very deeply, especially with the supermoon here. Emotions are running high. There's lots of lunar energy in this reading. We are using two different Moonology decks, but we have a supermoon, a full moon, and then the literal moon card in the tarot. So there's lots of like lunar energy here. It was talking to me about deep emotions, like a deep emotional well. And so you might have like deep feelings of loss or grief, or you might like something might have had potential. There might have been the previous connection to where you felt like you might have been soulmates with that person. You felt like that might have been your destined partner, and for whatever reason it didn't work out. And so what I'm getting from the next two cards here is, and this might not, it might not resonate for everybody, but you might be intentionally avoiding having to process your feelings about this, specifically because when the High Priestess is in reverse, it can talk about having an intuitive feeling, or Spirit sending you messages. They might be trying to contact you through your dreams. You might be like dreaming a lot about this person or this past connection. They might be sending you angel numbers, or it just might, like a lot of old memories might be popping up. But then that is this High Priestess in reverse is saying that that's Spirit's trying to get your attention, and whether intentionally or not, and I'm saying maybe intentionally because of the Moon reverse, but it could be that you're just not sure why this stuff is coming back up, or you're just like kind of just pushing past it because that's, it doesn't seem significant. Spirit is saying it is significant. They really want you. And especially the High Priestess on this card is looking towards this Lover's reversed. There's something that has to do with this card that Spirit really wants you to look at. And when the High Priestess is in reverse, it can talk about Spirit trying to get your attention, and you're not paying attention, if that makes sense. And I know that can be very frustrating to hear. I get frustrated when this card comes out for me, because I'm sometimes, I'm willing to work on anything. I'm willing to take a look at anything. It's why don't you just tell me what it is, Spirit? Sometimes it's hard for me to make that connection on my own, as to what Spirit really wants me to focus on or pay attention to, and it's hard to hear that your spirit guides have been trying to draw your attention to something, and you've been ignoring it, especially if that's if you feel like you've been very open or doing a lot of spiritual work, and I understand that, and again, it's not like an admonishment from Spirit. It's not like saying like, why are you ignoring me? It's like it's more like just there's something here, Spirit. It's just like it's really important and it's important because Spirit loves you. Your spirit guides love you. They want what's best for you, and they really are just saying there's something significant that has to do with maybe a sense of regret, a sense of loss, a sense of maybe there was some action that you took or you did not take that you are feeling regret over, or that you have not allowed yourself to feel regret about, because it's too painful. There's something going on with this Lover's reversed. And the Lovers, when it's upright, it can obviously talk about literal lovers, but it can also talk about it like a choice, because there's usually, there's one lover and then another lover. There's two things. So it can talk about making a choice. If this is a past connection, or the idea of a past connection or a past relationship is not resonating for you as something that spirit might be trying to draw your attention to, this could also be talking about regret over a past decision. And it doesn't need to be related to a romantic connection. So it can be, it absolutely can be, but it doesn't have to be if that's not resonating for you. Again, like there's a strong message here. Spirit's trying to get your attention about something, because there's something here that's significant. They want you to look at it and process it and possibly release it. If you've been very hung up on a past relationship, for example, because you felt like that person was your soulmate or your destined partner, Spirit is, I think, with the cards here, Spirit is asking you to try to release it and let go of it. It might be that that person was not meant for you. And you might have some gut feelings about that. There might have been maybe some, I don't want to say like red flags, but like there might have been things that popped up that might have spoken about certain incompatibilities, or something might have popped up that might have like raised an alarm in the back of your head that maybe this person is not for you, and you might have been ignoring those because when you were with them it just felt right, if that makes sense. And I totally empathize with that, because I've been there. You know, and again, if someone had told, my spirit guides were trying to tell me, but if someone, you know, had told me in the moment that this was not my person, I would have told them to F off, because, you know, I didn't want to believe that, you know, but that might be, if that's resonating for you, that might be something that Spirit is really trying to draw your attention to. And the reason why I'm kind of giving that interpretation is the next card is the Moon in reverse. And the Moon, when it's upright, talks about like illusions, things happening behind the scenes, things that we can't see, secrets. It could talk about deception. You know, it's kind of a more of a neutral message when it's upright. When it's reversed, the illusion of the moon, and you can see even here, it's like this is a reflection of the moon in the water. This isn't even the real moon, you know. When it's reversed, the illusion is magnified 100 times, and it's made, the situation is worsened by the fact that this card talks about when we don't want to see the truth, when we are even deceiving ourselves to the point of self-destructiveness. And I want to say that message of a self-destructive behavior, especially a self-destructive avoidance or escapist behavior, especially if it's because your emotions are too much. They seem scary. You know, with the supermoon here, emotions are running high. Could be that it's scary to face that level of emotion. You might be avoiding it. You might even be unintentionally avoiding it. These cards here all are like third eye color. It might be an unconscious, you might have like an unconscious wall up trying to protect you from any feeling here that that feels too big to process or too upsetting to process. And so you might currently, or you might have until recently, been in an avoidance or escapist energy. And that self-destructive message is being echoed by the Ace of Swords in reverse, especially with this throat chakra energy of the lapis. But I'll talk about that in a second. But there is kind of a reflected energy here that's maybe like another, like just a bit of a warning from Spirit. And there's in the Astro Dice too, there's a related message, but I'll get into it. But yeah, the moon reverse, like this is talking about like avoidance. We know we're avoiding something, or maybe unconsciously avoiding something because we don't want to see the truth. It's like I'd rather stare at the moon in the water than you know, and pretend that that's the real thing, than have to admit that, you know, the moon is actually up in the sky. and I've been looking in the wrong place. If that's resonating for you. This could also be something you're shifting out of. And I want to say that because we have that Five of Pentacles upright, and it's not necessarily a positive message, because the Five of Pentacles is talking about that feeling of loss, of grief, abandonment, being left out, not getting the thing that we want. And it can talk about like a loss of stability. It might have been that whatever this Lover's reverse represents, you might have lost something, and it could have even been like financial security. You know, because again, the Lovers does usually talk about a romantic relationship, but not always. You know, there could have been some crossroads you were at, where you might have made a decision to go one way, and you might be either feeling regret or feeling grief or feeling both about the decision that you made, or if a decision was made for you. The Five of Pentacles is like echoing that message and it might have been something that you thought you could count on, and it just, the rug was ripped out from under you, and now your stability is gone, and you might be feeling like left out in the cold. That's the main message of the Five of Pentacles. But I also want to say the 5 is a number associated with change, and change can be very difficult. It can be very painful, and it can be very uncomfortable to deal with. However, it is also, things change and then we move forward from them. And this figure on the card is moving. They're moving forward. They will eventually walk off the card, and so that kind of is telling me you might be more, if you're resonating with what I was saying over here, but it's something that's maybe that you've just recently gone through, you have processed it, maybe you were avoiding it for a while, but you've just recently kind of embraced the fact that you had maybe some emotions that you needed to deal with, or dealt with, if you were feeling regret or guilt or anything like that over the decision. You might have been working on releasing those things. You might have just like recently realized, oh, I have to let go of this before something new can come in, etc. Then I would see the Five of Pentacles as saying like you're further along in the process. This card being upright is what is telling me that you're either, I think, in this energy, or you're getting there, where it's like it's unfortunate in that there's so many painful feelings that are associated with this card. However, there's also maybe like an acceptance that you need to be in this energy in order to release what Spirit is really, really wanting you to release here. It's as painful and difficult as it can be, it's healthier to be in the Five of Pentacles energy than in the Moon reversed. So that's what I'm saying, and why I'm saying that. You might already be in this energy, or you might still be in a Moon reversed energy, which is okay. There's no judgment here. I've definitely, as I said, I've definitely been there too, and it was frustrating to hear somebody trying to tell me that. And I didn't want to hear that. So I definitely empathize with that, and being in that energy. The answer to the question, when are you going to meet your destined partner, is, when we get out of this Moon reversed energy and into this Five of Pentacles, where we can process what we're going through, and then we're going to have our Nine of Cups, our wish fulfillment. It's like there might be some releasing of emotion and walking away from something. There's like some shift or change that has to come from you, and it's going to be from allowing yourself to feel whatever emotions are associated with this Five of Pentacles and the Lovers in reverse. So I want to say that I know it's a little bit heavier of a reading today, pile 2. Might not have been necessarily what you wanted to hear, and I'm sorry about that. But, I think that it's important, and it's also a Spirit kind of taking the chance to tell you that, if you do identify as being like, you've kind of like fully gone through that, then I think that, or maybe you're like kind of at the ending stage of closing it out, then I think that it's a very positive message, because it's saying, Spirit, like, is commending you for having, you know, being able to recognize if you were engaging in maybe some self-destructive behaviors, maybe some avoidance, maybe some escapism, because whatever it was here was so heavy that whatever was associated with the Lover's reverse was so heavy that you just felt like you couldn't handle it. And then you might have been getting messages from Spirit that it's like, we have to process this. We can't avoid it forever. And they're really trying to draw your attention to it. And then just going and allowing yourself to feel whatever feelings are you were feeling about that. And I want to say the Five of Pentacles also sometimes carries a message that it's okay to ask for help. If that is something that somebody needs to hear, you know, if it's something that you feel like you are really struggling to process on your own, then I think that this might be Spirit's way of saying it's okay to talk it through with somebody else, even if you don't have access to like a licensed therapist, even just, you know, sharing your story in the comments, and maybe trying to find like some online support, or which is free, you know, or just sharing your story somewhere, or talking to a friend about it, or, you know, whoever you have in your life who you would trust with that. You know, there might be asking you just to reach out and talk it through with someone. Or even just Spirit, like asking Spirit for some clarity, because it sounds like they have been trying to get in touch with you. So, you know, I think that they want to work with you to work through whatever this is. So I want to say that. And then we do have the Ace of Swords in reverse on the back of the deck. This card I usually interpret as a warning from Spirit. That usually talks about, and it's interesting, we have this, the lapis associated with the throat chakra. This card is usually a warning about watching what you say, the need to be careful with your words. And it can be particularly the words that you're using and the way that you're communicating. Because the Ace of Swords can be double-sided, and this might be like a period in your life, or it could be like a self-destructive energy, like again a message with the moon reversed of maybe part of the escapism or avoidance or self-destructive or whatever. This can talk about needing to be careful with your words in terms of your interactions with other people. You know, if you felt like you were in maybe more of like a closed off kind of defensive energy, that could apply. Or it can also be talking about the way you're speaking to yourself, and the language you're using with yourself. And especially if you've been in a Five of Pentacles energy, you might like be really like kicking yourself, especially with the Lover's reverse. You might be thinking whatever happened was your fault, and really be like, you know, being very cruel to yourself, even in your own mind, or just like putting yourself down a lot. This is a message that like Spirit really wants you to recognize how negative self-talk can be incredibly destructive. And if you are engaging in negative self-talk, Spirit is really asking you to stop. It's not helpful. It's not helping you. This could be a blockage in terms of meeting your destined partner. And it's not because they'll believe anything you're saying about yourself or thinking about yourself or believing about yourself. It's because you are already beautiful and attractive, and you have many like really amazing qualities. You are lovable. You are worthy of having your destined partner come towards you. Spirit needs you to believe that before this person comes in, because they will believe it because it's true. You know, but this is just asking to really work on any negative self-talk that you might have been engaging in, perhaps due to whatever the situation is, and just stop beating yourself up about it. It's totally normal and a human response to want to shut down and to want to berate ourselves over something that has happened. However, with the Lovers, it takes two to tango is what I just heard. You know, a relationship is never just one person's responsibility. You know, and even if whatever happened here, like you know, if whatever happened, like if it was something that you would feel like you had something you needed to apologize for, that's not to say that the other person didn't have stuff that they also felt like they needed to apologize for. And the great thing about apologies is you don't really need the other person to hear that. You know, you can apologize on a spiritual level, on a soul level, and then release that and let it go. And even apologizing to yourself, I think might be something that Spirit's asking you to do. So I know your pile's going to be much longer than pile ones. I just felt like there were some messages that might have needed to come out for you, pile 2. So I wanted to say that. I also want to say, I think I'm still learning about astrology, so bear with me, but I think it's the first house in Jupiter that talks about being blunt and like honesty to the point of bluntness. And so that's why I thought there might be like some connection with the Ace of Swords reversed. Just like be careful about the language that you use, because it does matter, especially when it comes to self-talk. So positive affirmations would probably be something that might be helpful for you, because as I said, you have beautiful, wonderful, amazing qualities. You are worthy of love, and that is a truth, despite whatever happened here. And so focusing on that as a way to be honest with yourself, I think is going to be helpful for you. So I just want to say that. So I guess I will start with the Astro Dice. So we have Aquarius in the first house and Jupiter. And Aquarius in the first house can talk about, sorry, Pile 2, I did lose my train of thought again, and I just cut out like 30 seconds of silence. But Aquarius in the first house can talk about somebody who, like the first house of the self, and the Aquarius energy of being unique and being very intelligent, and being very naturally intuitive. So I want to say we do get these cards are reversed, but I think you are very naturally intuitive. I think that there's also, like with the kind of unconventionality, the focus on being your authentic self with the Aquarius in the first house. The Lovers in reverse can also sometimes carry a message. You know, I was being drawn to the interpretation that I gave, but the Lovers reverse can also carry a message about not following your heart. It could be that there's some path forward here that you might know on some level is the right thing for you, because it's in alignment with what your heart wants. And there might have been some resistance that was coming from you to whatever that was. Maybe because it was too difficult, maybe because it was attached to your sense of stability. However that means for you. If that's not resonating for you, then this could just be like another echoing of the message of you might have been getting signs and symbols from spirit. You might have had gut feelings about something here, and you might have ignored them because you just didn't want to see them at the time. So that could be a confirmation. This could also be saying you could be an Aquarius or have like Aquarius placements. But just take that however it resonates. And then with Aquarius and Jupiter, I think one of your core values might be your authenticity and your freedom to be who you are. That might be something that you, like one of your core values you might have been resisting in this situation, if that makes sense. Again, I'm still kind of learning about astrology with the Astro Dice, but hopefully that resonates on some level. And this also talks about somebody who is innately optimistic and innately lucky. And we do have the first quarter moon in Sagittarius, believe in your good luck. Jupiter, I think, rules Sagittarius, and Jupiter is the planet of luck and abundance, I believe. So it could be that you know that you are naturally lucky, and you usually have the ability to look on the bright side of a situation and have a lot of positive self-beliefs and really kind of embrace your uniqueness and your authenticity. And it could just be blocked currently by whatever this is that Spirit wants you to work on and release, and really feel your feelings with the emotions are running high, and process it so that you can, again, so that you can release it, so that your Nine of Cups wish fulfillment can come in, because it is coming in. We have life is speeding up. There was another reason I gave the interpretation. You might be further along in this process than what these first three cards are talking about. In which case, this is encouragement from Spirit. Your Nine of Cups is coming in, and they might see this energy starting to shift, because you might have accepted that you need to feel your feelings before you can move on into whatever the next phase is. And again, with the first quarter moon in Sagittarius, believe in your good luck. I think this is asking you to have faith that you will meet your destined partner in divine timing when you are meant to, and that whatever happened here is an opportunity for growth that was meant to happen. You are being spiritually guided with the High Priestess in reverse. You're being spiritually protected, even though it might be difficult to believe that in the present moment. They're asking you to have a little bit of faith that your wish fulfillment is coming in. And this might also be a message that one of the reasons why it might be a little bit blocked or delayed is because, again, Spirit doesn't want you to enter this relationship with your destined partner in a state of disbelief, because you don't feel like you deserve to have your wishes fulfilled because of this Five of Pentacles energy, and this Ace of Swords reversed of like negative self-talk, negative self-beliefs. However that applies to you, they want you to be in an energy where this can come in and you can know that you deserve it. It's your good luck and you deserve it, and you can believe in it. And life is speeding up. It's telling me you are in a phase where I think where you're kind of moving. There is forward momentum here, even if there was some stuckness or stagnancy around here. I think that you're starting to move forward, or you will very soon. So, and this card also, I think this is the symbol for the crown chakra, which again is talking to me about somebody who is very connected to Spirit. So I wanted to say that, and then with the full moon in the full moon in Libra, which is saying find a balance, and then we have like the scales of Libra. Sorry if you can hear the construction outside. I think this might just be saying, like, you might, with this Astro Dice message, you might be somebody who is usually, again, like able to look on the bright side, believe in good fortune, believe in yourself, and very naturally optimistic. You are innately lucky, even despite whatever happened here. This might be the other extreme. So this might be currently out of balance. You might be very naturally optimistic and looking on the bright side, and then this thing might have like totally thrown you off balance. And I think with this card, especially it's like a full moon, which is like a very emotional, and we have the super moon. Again, it's like needing to feel this stuff, even though it's very heavy, and I feel like it's not usually in your wheelhouse. It's like this might be like totally out of your comfort zone, even like processing these such emotional, like heavy, hard, difficult emotions. It might be so far outside of your norm that Spirit is recognizing, I think, that it's like you got to have the heavy stuff and then let the good stuff come back in, and find a balance, if that's resonating for you, of like allowing yourself to feel the stuff that's heavy and painful, so that we can start to believe in our good luck again. Because it's not something that we're avoiding anymore, and then it just kind of starts weighing us down. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense. The Turkey Spirit, I think, is a very important message. It says give with gratitude and grace, and this card is talking about it like carries a message of it's important when we give our time and energy and resources and love, with like a sense of vulnerability, it's important to do that for the sake of it. Because, like, what am I trying to say? It's important to give without the expectation of getting something back, even though the message here with this card is, when we give, we receive. So it's like, there's an element of letting go. There's an element of surrender to it, and in terms of, I'm going to give with gratitude and grace because the universe is abundant. I will trust that the universe is abundant. This might also be a message related to, and 61 does reduce to 7, which is a number associated with spirituality, which is the High Priestess reversed here. This might be associated with the idea that you might be feeling, especially with this 5 of Pentacles, that you've lost your chance to have your destined partner in your life. You might feel like, if this was a past relationship that this is referring to, you might feel like that person was the one, and now you're like just left out in the cold on your own. You're never going to find your person. The message here is love is abundant, and the universe kind of wants you to get back into a place where I think the giving with this, specifically in this reading, I think is talking about if you felt shut down, if you felt like your heart chakra is closed because of whatever happened here, which would make sense. It sounds like something that was very painful. And again, it's totally normal to react that way. So I don't want you to be like beating yourself up or think that Spirit is admonishing you, because they're not. I just think that it's important to recognize that when it says find a balance, I think that these are related messages. Spirit wants you to open back up, to find a balance maybe between facing whatever happened here and the difficult emotions that are associated with it, and learning whatever lesson was meant to be here. Like taking an honest look, but also practicing self-compassion while you do that, so that you can have a balance between having an open heart and being open to new connections, and with the giving. Like, I'm just seeing an open heart, because you are able to experience love for other people and compassion for other people, and then finding a balance between being open and not being self-sacrificing to the point of destructiveness. Does that make sense? That might be like a message that might be being communicated here by the Turkey Spirit. And this could also be, again, just we give with gratitude and grace. Spirit might want you to be more generous with yourself. And again, with the message of the Ace of Swords reversed, to just be a little bit kinder to yourself, if that is something that is resonating for you. And I will say, I'm going to stop the reading here, pile 2. This was like twice as long as pile 1, but I hope that I was able to impart some helpful messages here if this resonated for you. Oh, I also wanted to say, I know I was talking a lot about blocked energy and delayed energy, and like maybe the reason why you might feel like you haven't met your destined partner yet. The answer the question we asked was, when are you going to meet your destined partner? And I've gotten a lot of information about what Spirit wants you to work on first, but I haven't necessarily given a timeline. So I want to say I did look it up. The next supermoon, as of the time of filming this, which is in March of 2022, the next supermoon is going to be on May 16th. So that could be a significant date for you. I want to reiterate, we have the Antelope Spirit with life is speeding up. We have the Nine of Cups here of wish fulfillment. So, and there's also a full moon, there's a first quarter moon. I would urge you, whatever time you're watching this, to maybe just, just put it in Google, like when is the next full moon, when is the next first quarter moon, and those might be significant dates or times for you. We do have Libra and we have Sagittarius, so it could be in Libra season or Sagittarius season, or those could be your signs or your person's sign, however that resonates for you. And yeah, I felt like there was a lot of spiritual messages to give out that were not necessarily a direct timeline. So I'm sorry about that, but hopefully it has been helpful for you, pile 2. If you did like the reading, feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below, let me know whether or not this reading resonated for you. And if you like my videos, you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching the whole thing, pile 2. I really appreciate that. And I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the red jasper, then this is going to be your reading for today. I want to say red jasper is an excellent stone for grounding and for helping to calm emotions, which might be something that is helpful for you right now. So if you work with crystals, red jasper might be something to look into. I also want to say right off the bat, a few things. Okay, so we're asking Spirit today when you're going to meet your destined person. And honestly, like when I saw your spread, I was kind of saying like, I have to sit with this energy for a bit because the tarot cards seem heavy. What I'm getting is this looks worse than it is. And the real message here is, when are you going to meet your destined partner? As soon as you step out of your comfort zone. And it's something that has to come from you. And I want to say there's 3 predominant colors that I'm getting here. We have the red color associated with the root chakra and on the moth spirit particularly, but it's also on the hermit card and the 3 of wands in reverse, and there's some red over here and red over there, there's red on that card, and the grasshopper, the red crown. So, and especially with the red jasper, which is associated with the root chakra, there might be some root chakra work that might be helpful for you, because sometimes when our root chakra is closed, it can manifest as insecurity and fear. So if that is something that is resonating for you, that's kind of echoing the message I'm seeing in the tarot cards. I'm also seeing a lot of green. So I think there's like a duality of red and green. So there's the red of the root chakra and then the green of the heart chakra. You might be protecting your heart is what I heard with that. And then all 3 of your Moonology cards, we have the standard Moonology deck and then the Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck. They're all that purpley color that is associated with the third eye chakra. This one literally has a third eye symbol on it. And that there might be like some crown mixed in there, but this is like mainly third eye. I think it's likely that right now you might be afraid to move forward in some way. Like with the 5 of Swords on the back of the deck, it's probably for a legitimate reason. I think it's likely that there have been things that have happened in your life that have really hurt you and caused you to go inward and into sort of a hermit mode. If you're resonating with that, I want to say if you're not resonating with this message, then there might be messages for you in another pile. But what I'm seeing here is somebody who is kind of letting their fear hold them back from taking a step forward. And it's like the fear is legitimate because it's based on past events that were painful and that might have caused you to shut down. Particularly, it might have caused you to have an imbalanced root chakra, a sense of insecurity, and maybe a closed heart chakra where it's like you might be having trouble believing that it's safe to be vulnerable and to open up to people again. And so I think that working on the root chakra, particularly again, like your pile chose the red jasper, I think that working on grounding and on building your sense, sorry, this is really bothering me. Building your sense of safety, security, and belonging You deserve to have a place in the world, and you can be home wherever you are. You can always bring your home with you because, you are always with you, if that makes sense. So I wanted to point that out at the top of the reading, those like 3 predominant colors here, because I think they're important. I think the third eye might be saying like this, you might be receiving messages from spirit that it's time to move forward, and you just might be feeling frightened and scared to take those steps, and so this, again, like the reading is just, I think Spirit's taking the opportunity to just encourage you. I want to say, I'm feeling excited because even though I realize it's difficult to be in this energy right now, the message I'm getting is, as soon as you step out of your comfort zone, this relationship is going to come towards you. Like, that's the message. And it's just like as soon as you step out of your comfort zone. I want to say also, it's being confirmed for me. We have the World card is number 21, which reduces to 3. We have the 3 here on the 3 of Wands reversed. Both these cards are reversed, and they're both reduced to number 3. 30 reduces to 3. 39 reduces to 12, which reduces to 3. What I'm hearing with that is, and the reason that is significant is, I'm filming this in March, which means it's the 3rd month right now as I'm filming this, and so what I'm hearing is these 2 cards are reversed because this is your energy. This is where Spirit wants you, and these 2 cards are upright. And we're currently in March, and that's why I'm saying it like it's this month. Like it's as soon as is what I just heard, which I think that's an expression that they use in a different country, maybe Australia or Britain. I've heard people say like soon as, but that's not something I typically say. But I just wanted to say that. I also think it's interesting. And I don't know if this 3 of Swords reversed, I don't know what this is supposed to represent. To me, it looks like a passport. It looks like this bird has like a passport in their beak. And then we have the World in reverse. And it's like that's talking to me about like, there's an opportunity to travel, or there's an opportunity to, again, like just step out of your comfort zone. If you've been in hermit mode, at the Hermit card here, I'm sorry, I'm going to jump all over the place today. I'm just in that kind of energy. But like if you've been in a hermit mode, and you've kind of been afraid to explore, like just go out into the world and explore, you're being asked to, like these 2 cards being in reverse, I think is what is causing maybe a block or delay, and it's like this is you standing in your own way. This is not something that is being caused by Spirit because they want you to learn a specific lesson, or because they feel like there's more spiritual work to be done, or like you're not ready, or like your person's not ready. I'm not getting those kinds of messages from this group or this pile. I'm getting the message that you just might be scared. And that, again, is perfectly valid to be scared. Spirit's asking you to try to move forward anyway. And if that includes like with the World in reverse and the 3 of Wands in reverse, that includes going to new places, trying to meet new people, doing new activities. Like I'm getting the sense that that's a major clue as to how you're going to meet your destined partner, is when you're in like a more Aries, we have Aries there, more Aries energy of like just taking movement forward, taking some sort of cardinal movement forward, and if there is some root chakra grounding work that needs to be done before that, Spirit I think is asking you to do that, and beyond that to just embrace the unknown, and to like it's okay to feel afraid and do the thing anyway, to put it that way. And it could have been like a COVID thing, like maybe you were having trouble COVID's not technically over, but maybe you're just having trouble, like post quarantine, post lockdown. Now things are starting to open up, particularly in the Western world. You might just be having trouble kind of going back out into the world. And that's, again, like I just want to say, like that's a legitimate fear. It's okay to feel afraid, and Spirit's asking you to do the thing anyway. So I'm going to say the world, when it's upright, usually talks about completing a cycle. You know, it can talk about you know, we've like done the work, learned the lessons, and we're ready to move forward into the new cycle. Like it's like a time of celebration of like, yay, I've graduated the previous cycle and I'm going to move forward into the new cycle. This is reversed. So what I'm getting from that, the way that I'm being called to read that or interpret that intuitively, especially in combination with the Three of Wands reversed. Again, I think these two reversed cards are what is preventing this from meeting your destined partner. This is saying you might recognize, especially with the third eye energy here, you might know that you're at the end of something, especially the number 9 on the Hermit card. 9 is like the end of a cycle. It's a fulfillment, it's completion. And especially if you have been in Hermit mode for a while, you know, you've done the self-reflective work that might have needed to be done, especially after a Five of Swords situation. You might know on some level you're ready to complete this cycle and move on, and you might be resisting that. And I would say the reason that you might be resisting that is probably because of this Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is a card that represents fear, and it represents feeling stuck or trapped because of fear, even though that trap is an illusion. Like it's the fear is in your head. It's not. When I say it's not real, I don't mean that it's not a legitimate emotion. When I say it's not real, I mean there could be like the fear of what might happen. If it's holding you back, it's just a fantasy your brain has created in order to try to protect you. But it's the fantasy of what might happen, what might go wrong. That's not real. It hasn't actually happened, you know, and it could be based on something that did happen in the past. You know, it could have been that your worst fears did come true at some point, especially again with this Five of Swords energy there. But what I'm hearing is Spirit doesn't want you to close off your heart because of something that had happened before. Okay, it's normal to feel afraid of getting hurt again, 100%. But it's Spirit's asking you to move through the fear and do the thing anyway. I'm going to keep repeating that because I think it's an important message. I think that after whatever happened that created this fear, you have been in a Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords and the Hermit card are related here. I think that the Four of Swords talks about like taking time to rest and time to kind of recover from, usually from something pretty painful or upsetting. You know, it's like the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, which is a card of like heartbreak and betrayal. So it could be like, and the Four of Swords is not a bad message. You know, it's like taking time for self-care. And it says here with the last quarter moon in Libra, it says make time for self-love. And that could also be associated with the Hermit. That might be something that you have been working on, or it might be something that that Spirit wants you to continue doing while you also make time to work towards just getting back out into the world, taking a leap of faith, trusting the universe, stepping out of your comfort zone. You know, there's some, it's like this, whatever's preventing forward momentum here, I'm just getting the sense it's coming from you. Again, like with the Three of Wands reversed, the Three of Wands when it's upright can talk about like waiting. Like we're waiting, we've, you know, done work, maybe you've, you know, done your Four of Swords, you've taken the time to rest and heal up as much as you can from whatever happened, taken time in the Hermit mode to do some self-reflection, take time like physically away from other people or like emotionally detach a little bit from whatever the situation is so you can spend time in your own energy, practice self-love, and just, you know, pull your energy back. Again, especially after a Five of Swords. You know, it could be saying, like with the Three of Wands, if it was upright, it might be saying, I've done all this work, I've given myself time to rest and recover and do some self-reflection. So now I'm going to wait for the universe to provide my rewards for me. Like now I've done the hard work, so I'm gonna get the reward. That's usually, I think, the message of the Three of Wands when it's upright. This one is reversed. The way I'm being intuitively called to read that is in combination with the World reverse is like maybe having like unrealistic expectations, or not believing that the things that you deserve are going to come towards you. And that could also be in combination with trust the universe and surrender now. You might be having trouble accepting that your destined partner is out there, or that you're not going to get hurt again with the Eight of Swords, that there's a destined partner out there for you, and that your fears about that person would be unfounded because they are destined for you. That's kind of how I'm being called to kind of. And then again, I did talk about the Hermit card, and I think it's upright here because I think that even though I'm getting the strong sense that Spirit really wants you to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone, which that might have turned the Hermit in reverse. That's a message when the Hermit's in reverse of like being encouraged to go out and meet new people. However, the fact that it's upright is telling me that Spirit might also want you to work on your root chakra at this time, particularly the root is what I'm getting, and your sense of security. And so what I'm hearing from that, especially with kind of like the Libra energy, like I'm just getting this is very balanced. It's a very balanced energy. It's the first quarter and the last quarter. They're on either sides. It's a balanced energy here. I'm getting the sense Spirit wants you to find a balance between going out and doing new things, trying to meet new people, doing that stuff, and also cultivating your own sense of safety and security in whatever situations you might be putting yourself in. So it's like that balance between being open to new connections and new things, and exploring the world and seeing what's out there, and also practicing and making time, particularly with the Four of Swords and the Hermit, making time for self-love and self-compassion and like accommodating yourself, like making accommodations for things that make you nervous or anxious, while at the same time, taking the chance on going out and doing the thing. Like I hope I'm expressing this clearly. What I'm trying to say, it's like going to like a store and saying, okay, my goal is to spend 10 minutes at the mall, or my goal is to just walk in the front doors of the gym, or my goal is to just call and ask like for how long this place is open, and I don't have to put pressure on myself to do more than what I'm comfortable with. Does that make sense? Even though it's like step out of your comfort zone, but Spirit still wants you to protect yourself, and make sure that you're taking care of yourself in whatever new situation you're putting yourself in. If that makes sense. I hope I'm expressing that clearly. I don't know, but anyway, I'm having such trouble communicating today, so I apologize. But I'm trying my best. And then with the Five of Swords on the back of the deck, Five of Swords is a card that talks about, and especially the one in this deck where there's like swords coming at these people in this card, it can talk about being in a cutthroat environment, being in a very toxic environment, having people like attacking you, or being the person who's doing the attacking. So I don't know how that would apply to you. Five of Swords can talk about things like achieving something, but having to sacrifice something in order to get it. It can talk about like stepping over people to achieve success, whatever that means in whatever situation we're talking about. And it can talk about being around people who are like that, even if we're not participating in it. So you would be the best person to judge whether that, or like how that would apply to you and your situation. But as I was saying, if you've been in a toxic environment, it makes total sense to me that you would have fear that would prevent you from wanting to move forward in some way, and why you would have needed to do your Four of Swords and Hermit mode. Like it's a healthy reaction. You know, take the time you need in order to feel safe, but we don't want to be staying in that energy for so long that we're preventing our own forward momentum when we are at the end of a cycle. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm trying to say. And then with the step out of your comfort zone in the North Node, I think that's a fairly simple message. And I was getting that message from Spirit, like it's like as soon as you step out of your comfort zone, they're going to start bringing things in for you, and that's really going to help turn this world upright, if that makes sense. And then with the grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith and trust in the universe with the first quarter moon in Aquarius. I think it's like the faith and the trust, you know, there could be something with the Three of Wands reversed, as I said, where you might have been losing faith that you were going to meet your destined partner, or that they were going to be somebody who's going to treat you right, or not perpetuate patterns of your past. What I want to say with the fact that we have the world reversed here is you've done the learning and the growing and the spiritual work here. It's like it's up to you to have trust and faith that you are closing out an old cycle. It's over. You don't have to continue those patterns. You can choose to make different choices. You know, but that you got to choose to do that. You know, it's like you got to take that step forward, and that can honestly be the hardest part, 100%. So, but these cards are just very much like Spirit's really encouraging you to do that. A lot of like heart chakra energy with the green on this grasshopper card of, your heart, like taking chances, taking a leap of faith when it comes to remaining open to new connections, and then trust in the universe. The universe might also be sending you signs and symbols and synchronicities. So if you've been seeing like angel numbers a lot, or a particular spirit animal, or just anything that you would recognize as like you're just seeing like an unusual occurrence of something, then I would take this as confirmation that those are messages from Spirit. They might have been trying to tell you like you're ready to close the cycle, you're ready to move forward. You know, your rewards are coming in. And you might just be struggling right now to believe that is going to happen for you, in which case I would take this reading as confirmation that it will. And then with the last quarter moon in Libra, with make time for self-love, again, that's why I think like there's a message here, like you don't need to 100% fully go into the other extreme. With step out of your, it's just take one step out of your comfort zone. It's not like leap across the world, so it's just like whatever you have to do to practice self-love and make time for yourself, in addition to taking whatever leap of faith you might need to take in order to move forward in some way. I think that is really what Spirit's asking you to do. And then the Moth Spirit does have a particular message that I don't know whether it resonates for you or not. I can't tell you that, but it's I am being very drawn to the deep red color here, very much connected with the root chakra. And when it says surrender now, in combination with the faith and the trust here, and like the fact you might be getting messages from Spirit, it could just be like to surrender, surrendering to what you need to do. It could be saying, like, there might be a part of you that needs to give up control in some way. That could be something that you might recognize that you do in order to manage your fear or anxiety. Is you might try to control a lot of the details, or try to control the outcome a lot. And that's something that Spirit is asking you to stop doing. Just let go of the outcome. I do also want to point out, I keep forgetting, I talked about the number 3, and the fact that I think it's significant. Of all the numbers that we have here, I think the 3 is significant because it's March right now, and that's a message that I think that you can have what you want as soon as you go for it. But I also want to say 3 is a number that is connected with joy, happiness, community, self-expression, creative expression, and that might be something that might be really helpful for you in order to get out of this, like there's a lot of swords energy here. You might be like really in your head about a lot of things, and Spirit I think is asking you to get more out into like your heart. Get more into your heart. If that is something that's resonating for you. So I wanted to mention that before I forgot, but I was talking about the moth spirit. If you're resonating with what I said, there was also a particular message here. Only take it if it resonates. Is a very specific message, but it can talk about engaging in escapist behaviors and addictive behaviors. And I'm not seeing a ton of confirmation for that here in the rest of your cards, but if that is something that that might just be a pattern here, I think Spirit's just asking you to recognize that, and especially like I'm getting this card more in terms of maybe being afraid to release the outcome, being afraid to take that leap of faith forward, and Spirit's just asking you like if you can give them your fear, if that makes sense, like you can acknowledge that it's scary or nerve-wracking to step out of your comfort zone and just say like, Spirit, please take my fear. I don't want to carry it, you know, and you can surrender that to Spirit. And that might be something that is helpful for you. It could be something that's helpful for you. Again, only take it if it resonates for you. Otherwise, I would just take this as like another confirmation that you know, Spirit they want you to cultivate a sense of trust and faith that the things that are meant for you are going to come towards you, and that with this relationship with your destined partner is meant to be, and they're not going to hurt you the way you might have been hurt in the past. So I want to say that I know that you know, it's like the question we asked was when, and most of these piles so far have been like, well, here's like the deeper message. You know, it's less of a timeline and more of like a, you know, why hasn't it happened yet? But again, with you, I'm just getting the sense that like it could be as soon as you want it to be. It could be in 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, any multiple of 3. But I just with step out of your comfort zone. I'm hearing that this stuff it looks worse than it is, you know, because you're so close. You're so close. You just have to be the one to take that leap of faith and take that step forward out of your comfort zone, trust the universe, surrender to things like divine timing, and prioritize your own self-care and self-love. And then I do want to talk briefly about the Astro Dice. So we have Aries in the 8th house and the moon. So you might have an Aries moon, or the person that is your destined partner that you're going to meet might have an Aries moon or Aries in the 8th house. You might have those placements. They might have those placements. I don't know. But this is kind of an interesting message, and it might be connected with the moth spirit of surrender. Aries is a sign that is associated with passion and independence. And I can definitely see the independence, especially with the Hermit card. You know, and there could be, if you're resonating with the idea of maybe having like just wanting to hold on to control because that's how you feel safe, that might be connected with the moth spirit. And then if we have Aries in the 8th house, the 8th house is the house of the things that happen behind the scenes. Like it can talk about things like money, power, sex, relationship dynamics, and Aries is a sign about like forward momentum and passion and like that cardinal energy of Aries. So it could be that you are very take charge in terms of things like sex and money, and just wanting to be in control of those things, perhaps because of fears. If that makes sense, if that's resonating for you, that again might be connected with the moth spirit. That might be something that is causing some unhealthy attachments or unhealthy behaviors. The spirit's asking you to surrender that need to control, or surrender that need to be the initiator of whatever we're talking about here. and be more of a passive energy, be more of a receptive energy. Like they still want you to move forward. You know what I mean? They still want you to kind of go out and explore and do those things. But they also want you, I think, to be in a more kind of balance between feminine and masculine energies. Aries in the 8th house might be talking about somebody who is more in their divine masculine energy. So the Spirit might be asking you to embrace more of the divine feminine, having faith, having trust in the universe, and with the, if we're putting the Three of Wands back upright, knowing that the things that are meant for you, the spiritual and universal and karmic rewards that are coming towards you are going to come to you, and having just absolute complete faith in that. That's kind of what I'm talking about there. And then it could be that you give your heart so passionately to a relationship that when the relationship ends or it doesn't work out or whatever's going on this Five of Swords, if that's family of origin issues or you were just in a very bad environment for a while, that might have really hurt you very deeply. And that might have been the reason why you needed to go pull your energy back into yourself for a while. That would make sense to me. However, I think you're being asked to apply that kind of Aries energy towards again, going out and exploring the world and seeing what else is out there, because that's probably how you're going to meet your destined partner. And I don't know if there's other messages in these dice. Again, I'm still learning how to read these dice and about astrology. So if you do know anything more about Aries in the 8th house or Aries, like Aries moon or whatever, feel free to share that in the comments. I do hope today's reading has been helpful, pile 3. You know, I hope it's answered the question at least for you today. I hope that it resonated for you. If you did like the video, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching pile 3, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 4, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the orange calcite here, here we go, then this will be your reading for today. And orange calcite, I don't know if that's in the frame. Okay, orange calcite is very good for the sacral chakra. Sorry, you can hear my cat. Which is, the sacral chakra is associated with our emotions, our creativity, and our sexuality. So if that is something that you have been working on, or you feel like you might have some blockages in those areas, I think that working with orange calcite might be helpful for you. Only take that if it resonates for you. Otherwise, today we are asking Spirit when you will meet your destined partner. And I want to say there's some context here. The basic message that I'm getting is it will be soon, and it's going to happen in divine timing. Especially we have this clock on the Six of Pentacles, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune for me is always talking about divine timing. However, we also have you're very close to achieving your goal with the gibbous moon, which is you know, it's not a fully full moon, but it is a fuller moon. And then we have these 2 new moons. So I'm thinking that the answer is going to be, you know, when you're ready to start a new cycle, which is going to happen in divine timing. It'll happen whenever it happens. So what I think is interesting is it is a 6-card reading. We have 3 major arcana telling me that you might be going through some major changes, or there might be something with these 3, the first 3 cards are reversed, and then we have these 3 cards that are upright, which might be telling you might be coming out of a period where you've been dealing with a lot, and you're moving towards a period where you are in a more balanced energy, especially 6 of Pentacles talking about like balance and in exchange. And so I'll get into that. I also thought it was interesting that I did mention, I think it's interesting that these 3 cards are in reverse. We have the Justice in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and then Judgment in reverse. And I think these are all related. I think this is like something that might have been going on in your past. It might be something that was going on in like your family of origin, or it could be maybe something that you've kind of been healing or grappling with more recently. Maybe even it's something that this is something you're currently going through right now. But what I'm seeing is, I think that you're on your way out. You're on your way out of that. You're very close to finishing this cycle. I think this card has a couple of different messages for you today. I think one of them is you're close to ending or getting away from this energy here and moving in towards the more of the Page of Wands, Six of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune card, which is it's a positive message. I think things are starting to come in for you. If you've been working on manifestations, I think you're doing a great job, and that's really working for you. So I'm going to start with the Justice card in reverse, and I feel like I need to talk actually about these three cards together. I think it's really interesting. We have Justice in reverse and Judgment in reverse, and then we have the Queen of Wands in reverse in the middle. The Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, Spirit, there's too many messages. Sorry. Okay, the Queen of Wands in reverse is somebody who is because the Queen of Wands upright is very charismatic and very outgoing. Queen of Wands, when it's in reverse, can talk about somebody who uses their charisma for evil, basically, not to be too dramatic about it, but this is somebody who would spread gossip about other people, who would tell lies, be very deceptive and backstabbing, might be very, very manipulative. This could be talking about somebody who is a narcissist. Everything needs to be about them. They have to be the center of attention all the time, and they have no qualms about stepping over people to get something that they want. Or again, like it's like a very manipulative energy, and they are fully aware of what they're doing when they're manipulating people. They might like tell you something that you want to hear, and then and then go behind your back and say something else to somebody else, or they might just be like just emotionally abusive, and like the word I heard was negging, but in this context it might be like I don't know if there's another word, another term. It's like giving a backhanded compliment to try to make you feel inferior, and at the same time create that reliance on them for validation, because that makes them feel powerful. If you know what I mean. So it's like this Queen of Wands reverse might have been somebody in your life who might have really created a lot of insecurity, and particularly created instability for you. There's a message here, especially with the Astro Dice and the Oracle cards here, that you might be a little bit resistant to change, and it could be because you really value consistency. That's one of the messages of Aquarius in the 4th house, is somebody who really values consistency. Maybe because when you were growing up or in a previous part of your life, maybe even up until recently, there might have been a lot of movement or upheaval or chaos or something like that might have been related to this Queen of Wands reversed. If you're identifying with this being somebody in your life, possibly a parental figure or a past romantic connection, and that the Queen of Wands reversed could be any gender. It doesn't need to be female, because it's talking about an energy or a set of behaviors that are associated with this card. So this could represent anybody in your life who falls under the description that I gave. And with the Judgment in reverse, this might even be saying that you might not have realized this person was a Queen of Wands in reverse, maybe not until very recently, or for some of you watching, if you're not necessarily resonating with what I'm saying, there might be somebody who's a Queen of Wands reversed in your life and you might not realize it yet, with the Judgment in reverse, because this talks about, not bad judgment. Sometimes it can be bad judgment, but it's more like clouded judgment. And especially with the Queen of Wands reversed, they might have intentionally, like gaslighting. That's the word that's coming to mind. Like just trying to make you, to cloud your judgment on purpose, so that you couldn't see them for who they really were. Or you might like just creating attachments to this person, so that your judgment in terms of what to do in a specific situation that might have seemed like common sense from the outside, from people who are not involved in that situation, might have been, again, like clouded. You know, clouded by emotions, clouded by attachments, or clouded by the words this person was saying, that you might have believed them when they might have just been very disingenuous with you. And that's not your fault. That's absolutely not your fault. That's 100% on this person, whoever was doing that. So I wanted to say that about this queen. I'm being very like drawn right here. Like, this is something I think you've been dealing with. You might be dealing. You might have been working on detachment from this person, or healing wounds that were caused or created by this person. And again, like, if you're not necessarily resonating with that 100%, there might be a message, just like a warning from Spirit, that somebody in your life might be trying to manipulate you, or trying to, they might seem like very good on paper, but they might just have like really bad intentions. So, and with the judgment in reverse, this could be a warning from Spirit. If you don't know who I'm talking about, there might be somebody in your life. They might be a fire sign, but maybe not, with the Wands energy. Who's just, they just don't have good intentions. So there's a need to be wary of that. But if this is talking about something that you already know about, you're already fully aware of this, then this is saying, like, you might be, with you're very close to achieving your goal, you might be working on things like detachment, and setting healthy boundaries, and because it might have become clear to you that your judgment has been clouded when it comes to this person. And with the Justice card reversed, this is interesting, because there might be some feelings that you have, that are related to the idea that this person might not have received justice for whatever they did to hurt you. Like, this might be, you might be kind of grappling with the idea that this person might not ever get their comeuppance. They might not learn their karmic lessons in this lifetime. They might not, you might be doing everything you're supposed to be doing to kind of protect yourself, and detach yourself from this person and set healthy boundaries. And if you need to go low contact or no contact with this person, you might be feeling like, well, where's my positive result from doing the things that I need to be doing? And that it could be that this person's really making your life very difficult for trying to move away from them, because that's absolutely something that a Queen of Wands in reverse would do. It would be, it's all about them, so when you try to pull your energy back from that, they might get very upset, and they might try to like really like dig into you, or make you feel so bad and so guilty about that. But there's a reminder here that your judgment is clouded. That if you're identifying with what I'm saying and this person's really kind of making you feel bad about whatever it is, I just want to remind you that, it's normal when we're dealing with a Queen of Wands reversed to be confused and have confused emotions, because that's something that they're great at, is making us feel confused. So I just wanted to say that, and I think that the Justice in reverse is just saying there might not be justice for this situation, and that might be something that you're kind of struggling with, or that you have been struggling with, is like, this person has malicious intentions, and it was like, I don't know how self-aware they are. This might just be like who they are as a person. They might never come to a realization that what they're doing is wrong, or they might fully know and not care. And they might be like, it's like, why do good things happen to bad people? They might not get their justice for whatever is happening here, and you might be the one who really suffered in this situation, and then it's like you might be getting out of that situation now, which is excellent, and Spirit's commending you for that. But it's like, why did I have to be the one, you know, who just suffered and struggled when I have good intentions and I'm a good person, and this person, you know, is not getting any kind of comeuppance for how they treated me? You know, it's like, it's not fair. It's not fair, and it's not fair. Like, I 100% agree with that assessment. It is not fair. Unfortunately, it's just an unfortunate truth that sometimes that's the way things work out, and it isn't fair. You know, and that can be a very hard thing to come to terms with. And it's okay to have emotions about that, and to process feelings about that. You know, and especially if this has created a lot of chaos and instability in your life, like, it's okay to, like, just feel upset and a little bit resentful, because, like, why did that happen? You know, why did that happen? Why did that happen to you? You know, and even having somebody like a tarot reader, like, I could say, oh, it's because you know, it was for your own spiritual growth and your own spiritual development, and so that you could learn like lessons about setting healthy boundaries, and, you know, how to detach your energy from somebody. And especially if this was a parental figure, or somebody like a family member, or somebody like who was in your life when you were growing up, like, there might have been you know, a lot of trauma associated with having a person like that in your life. You know, that it might have created a lot of obstacles to overcome, you know, especially in like interpersonal relationships. Like, there just might have been like a lot of healing to do. And I could say, you know, like, you know, Spirit put this person in your life on purpose so that you could learn spiritual lessons, and you know, and they might not get their justice in this lifetime. But it's like, you can still focus on yourself and your own spiritual development. I could say that I also don't want to, you know, it can come across as being like oh, it's because you had lessons to learn, but it's like that can be invalidating, because this it's a really difficult thing to have to deal with, especially as you know, a child or a younger person. If that is something that is resonating for you, like, that it's not fair, 100%. You know, and I don't want to say that that it's fine because there was a higher purpose. You know, it can be a great learning opportunity and a growth opportunity, and like an opportunity to practice healthy boundaries, etc., etc. And it can also be grossly unfair at the same time. So, I don't want to be invalidating when I say things like that. It's like we can take uncomfortable, unfair, really painful experiences and do the work, you know, and still recognize that, you know, that it was shitty, and it was, you know, and to still feel, you know, a little upset and resentful that Spirit had to put that in our path, because, like, you know, it might make us a stronger person, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's still like, why did you have to go through that? Like, I can identify with that, and I think it's like, is also an opportunity to practice forgiveness and things like that, which are very important, I think, in terms of detaching your energy from this person. But again, I just want to acknowledge, you know, whatever happened here was not fair. So I want to say that about the first three cards, and then I think the next three cards are very related, and one of the reasons why I'm giving the interpretation that, again, like, this might have been something that happened in your childhood or when you were younger, is because we have this Queen of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Page of Wands upright. And so this might represent your energy. It might, and that's why I'm giving maybe like a parent-child kind of dynamic here, but that might not resonate for you. So only take that if it resonates. But if this person's energy is reversed and this person's energy is upright, and if this is representing your energy, then this is telling me that you have been you've been doing the work, to heal from whatever was going on here, because your energy is balanced, it's stable. And the Page of Wands is somebody who is excited about life, feeling passionate about moving forward, wanting to go on an adventure, and feeling inspired. You know, so that might be something that either an energy that you are currently in, something that you're working on cultivating, or something that is right around the corner for you. And that might also be the energy that Spirit wants you to be in, so that you can meet your destined partner. You know, it's like there was healing that had to be done here, and it might have affected how you behaved in past relationships, and then you might be in this Page of Wands energy, or very close to being in this energy, which is going to help attract your person towards you. And the Page of Wands is also a messenger, and that this person has like a scroll in their hand. So this could also be saying that you will have somebody who is going to come towards you, and it could be saying that you might you might be receiving like an offer or a message from somebody. Maybe there's a fire sign in your life. Maybe you have a friend or family member who's a fire sign. They might be giving you like an invitation or a message of some kind, and this might be a clue from Spirit that if somebody that you know, or they don't even have to be a fire sign, maybe just somebody who's like, you know, again, extending an invitation, or like there's some opportunity to do something fun. I think Spirit's urging you to do it, to say yes to whatever it is, because that's the energy of the Page of Wands, the energy of saying yes to new things. So I think that's definitely a positive message. And then with the Six of Pentacles, I do think it's interesting that this card has a clock on it, and then I think it's also interesting that we have the Wheel of Fortune on the back of the deck. And as I said, this card for me is very much associated with divine timing. It's divine timing, and it's also good luck. So I wanted to like this is definitely a card that's like, it's going to happen when it happens, but you are lucky. You know, you are in a time when the wheel is working in your favor. So again, if this is talking about maybe some manifestation work, this would be telling me this is a very good time to work on manifestation, because the wheel is spinning in your favor right now. But the fact it has a clock on it, this card specifically in this deck, I do associate this with divine timing. And with the Six of Pentacles, there might be a message about balance, because the Six of Pentacles can talk about like an energy exchange. It can talk about specifically an imbalanced energy exchange, but it's not necessarily in a negative way. Like it can talk about like giving to charity, or you know, when somebody does something for us with no expectation of repayment. And so it could be saying somebody is going to do you a favor. It could be somebody being represented here by the Page of Wands, might come forward with an offer or an invitation that might seem very generous. And if that is something that is going to happen, the message here is that I think it's important, you know, luck is on your side here. It's important to take the opportunity when it presents itself. And this can also be saying, if you have felt like you've dealt with a lot of this and you've processed a lot of your feelings about this, it could be saying that it's an opportunity. The Six of Pentacles could be representing when you are being very generous with other people, and it can talk about money, like literally like giving to charity and things like that. If that is something that you have the capacity to do, that might be something that is fulfilling for you. That might be a suggestion from Spirit, but it can also talk about like sharing our resources on an energetic level. So just like spending quality time with people, and maybe volunteering your time might be something that might be a new experience for you. The energy of the Page of Wands, wanting to go out and try new things, have an adventure of some type. So maybe volunteering might be a clue as to like when or how you are going to meet your destined partner. It's like when you're in this energy of the Page of Wands of wanting to go out and try new things, and that might include volunteering, or you might receive an offer from a friend or somebody in your life, an invitation. They might just call you, and it might be like you might suggest going out and doing something, and you know, and it's like when you're in that energy, that's when you're going to meet your destined partner, and it will happen in divine timing. Like whenever you're ready, like don't I'm hearing like don't force yourself. But it's like you'll know when you're ready, and then again, the luck is on your side. And with this card, if you do have some anxiety about, I know this happens for me sometimes, and I think it's totally normal. Of like when a tarot reader says, "Oh, you're gonna meet this person at a party," or you're gonna, when you're going out and doing this thing, or you're gonna like have a random meet cute at like a grocery store or something, and then it can create anxiety because it's like, well, what if I don't go to the store on that day when they're there and then I miss them? This card is reassurance that you will not miss this person. It's not going to happen. There is an element of destiny here, and we do, this is about your destined partner. You can't miss them. It's not going to happen. So if you've been having some anxiety about that, I would say don't worry about that, and just try to embody this energy of the Page of Wands. I think that that's important. And then with your oracle cards here, I think that you're very close to achieving your goal. Again, is telling me this might happen soon. We have a 4 on the 4th house on the Astro Dice. We have 68 reduces to 14, which reduces to 5, and then we have 14, which reduces to 5, and then we have the 6 on the 6 of Pentacles. Is telling me that the months of April, May, and June might be significant to this connection, and I'm posting this video in March. So if you're watching this when I've posted it or soon afterwards, again, you're very close to achieving your goal. It could be any time from April to June that you might meet this person, and if you're watching this later in the year, that could still be, you might be like closer to the, like still kind of dealing with this, but in terms of like a spiritual timeline, within the year, and perhaps within 4 to 6 months might be significant for when you're going to meet this person, if you are watching this like later in the year. So I want to say that. And then again, I do think it's interesting that both of these cards reduce to the number 5, which is associated with change. And then we have the new moon in Aquarius, which says open up to change. And then again, Aquarius in the 4th house can talk about somebody who really values consistency in their everyday, day-to-day life, because they might have grown up in a situation where there was chaos or a lot of movement, or a Queen of Wands reversed who just like kept switching things up all the time, and there was nothing solid to hold on to. So it could be that you might be a little bit resistant to change, to being in this Page of Wands energy, but just because it's because you really value consistency because it helps you to feel safe, which makes sense. That's fully valid. In which case, Spirit is just asking you just to try to be in a more receptive energy. The Page of Wands is not the Knight of Wands. They're not like running out tomorrow to go and do something crazy. It's more just like I'm open to change. I'm open to new things and new opportunities. If you need to start small, just start small. Start wherever you are. It's just like you can even just take like one step closer to being in a more open energy, however that means for you. If you were resonating with what I said about like an invitation to go do something new, try something new, doing that, even if you don't meet this person right away at the first thing that you try or you do, that's going to tell the universe that you are opening up to change, and that's what's going to help bring in this new cycle represented here by these 2 new moon energies. So I think this card is very significant here. And then with you're very close to achieving your, again, like I just think this is saying like I think you're very close to being in the perfect energy. Luck is on your side right now. It's a great time to try manifestation methods that work for you, whatever that means for you. If it's scripting, doing a 2-cup manifestation, doing affirmations in the mirror, whatever works for you, whatever method is something that resonates for you. Spirit is saying like you're close to achieving your goal. If you have been working on manifestations, this is a confirmation that they're coming in. The wheel is turning, and the Spirit wants you to open up to change because they're bringing change towards you. And specifically with the new moon in Gemini, which says think it through, this card is interesting because there's a mirrored image. Like this is you know, one half of the card is being reflected on the other half of the card, right? And it says think it through. What I'm seeing with that is whatever you put out into the universe as something that you want, whatever you tell the universe when you're trying to manifest something, that is what you are going to get. It's like you ask for something specific, the universe responds with what you want. It's mirrored. You know, it's like it's whatever you put out there is what you're going to get back. That's an intuitive message I'm getting with this card. And then with the think it through, if you are doing manifestation work, or that's something that you intend to do, I think that it's important to be specific about what you want and really think it through, like what is going to work best for you. And you don't have to get it perfect. It's you know, the universe is not like it's not like making a deal with like a fairy or a fey creature where it's like you have to be so specific in your wording because they're looking for any loophole. It's not like that. It's just more like, I think, even just to get it like clear in your own mind, to just be really clear with yourself about the type of relationship you're trying to manifest, then put it out into the universe, and your destined partner is going to come in, because it could even be saying like you are going to ask for this person, and then the universe will provide, you know. And then this, the chameleon spirit act as if, I think has a couple of messages here. Again, very connected with manifestation, in terms of like one of the parts of manifesting something is to act as though it has already happened. You know, you're already feeling gratitude to the universe because you know that whatever it is going to be fulfilled. You know your destined partner is coming in. We have a lot of confirmations of that. You know, so it's like act as if you already have this person in your life. And extend that gratitude to the universe. And that's a very powerful manifestation energy. So I think you're being encouraged to do that. And then this can also say, if you have been struggling with letting go of stuff in your past, and if this Queen of Wands reversed, if you've been trying to detach yourself from them in some way, setting boundaries with this person, and they're making your life difficult, and it's like you feel like your emotions are clouded about it, this might be saying like it's important to, even if you don't feel confident about your ability to separate yourself from this person or their energy, this might be a message. Again, only take it if it resonates. It might not be for everybody. But if you have been struggling with that, this might be a message to just fake it till you make it. Like just act as though you are much more confident than you are. Or envision in your mind a version of yourself who doesn't have a problem setting healthy boundaries, who doesn't feel guilty about advocating for your own needs and sticking up for yourself. Just envision a version of yourself who is like that, and then do what you think that person would do. Behave like you think that person would behave. Act as if you are that version of yourself, and you will become that version of yourself, if that makes sense. Like that might be something that is helpful for somebody to hear. So I just wanted to give that message as well. And then with the wombat spirit, be at home. This might be specifically talking about needing to work on your root chakra. It could, because this card I think talks about needing to feel safe and as though you are at home wherever you are, and especially with this Aquarius in the 4th house. Like I think this is an important message, especially with this open up to change. It's like there's a way to move forward and be in a Page of Wands energy of like being excited to try new things and feel safe and secure while you're doing that, and feel like you still have safety and stability and consistency, and like a solid routine while you are also opening up to change. So it's like be at home because you bring your home with you wherever you are, if you're trying new things. It's like somebody who has a blocked root chakra might be feeling insecure, or like they don't have a sense of stability, or be very like sensitive to the idea of being in a chaotic environment. And so trying to work on rebalancing your root chakra, and maybe working on affirmations such as I am safe, I am home, I belong here, I have a right to be here, I am brave, I am strong, I am beautiful, and I deserve to have my needs met. Those affirmations might be something that are very helpful for you, because I think this is saying like you're going to want to feel at home. You know, when you are in your Page of Wands energy, so there might be some root chakra work that might be helpful for you. And then with the Astro Dice, again, I did really talk about Aquarius in the 4th house. We also have Aquarius in Venus, which can talk about somebody who values an intellectual connection over like a physical connection. So what I'm seeing with that is that might be a clue for who your destined partner is. That is somebody that is really going to connect, you're really going to connect with on an intellectual level. I think that the two of you are just going to get each other. Like, obviously, they're your destined partner, so you're highly compatible regardless. And obviously, there is going to be physical attraction because they're your destined partner. However, I think this is just going to be someone with whom you have like an instant intellectual connection, and like you just get each other, you know, from the get-go, and in a genuine way, like your authentic selves see each other and can connect to each other. And I think that is beautiful, and I think that's also why it's really important that we have this new moon in Aquarius, open up to change, and it's like open up your heart to be your genuine self. When you're going out and trying new things in the world and feeling safe doing that, that's an important energy to be in, so that when you do meet this person, you can, you know, they can see the real you and you can see the real them, and you can have that genuine connection right from the get-go. I think that's important, and that's something that Spirit wants for you, and that's why they want you to be in this energy that's a little bit more open to just a little bit more change in your environment, if that is something that is resonating for you. And then the 4th house in Venus, I think, is connected with this Wheel of Fortune card, which does talk about good luck. And again, that's why I'm saying this is, I think, a good time to do manifestation work, because you are very lucky right now. You're in like an auspicious period. And the 4th house in Venus is auspicious. It's an auspicious placement, which means it's like, it's lucky. It's good. It's sorry, I keep knocking the camera. It's just because I'm excited and I'm moving my hands a lot. It's a good placement, and it can talk about, like, this is just another confirmation for me that this relationship is going to be what you want, because it's like happiness, convenience, consistency in your daily life. It's just like it's very positive. It's talking about very positive things. And that's being confirmed for me by the Wheel of Fortune here. So the simple answer to when you're going to meet your destined partner is when you're in this Page of Wands energy. It's going to happen in divine timing whenever it's meant to, and it could be very soon because you're very close to achieving your goal. If you're doing manifestation work, Spirit's saying keep going, it's working. This is a good time to be working on that. You know, and as I said with the 4, 5, and 6, it might be from April through May, or it could be any time like in the next like 4 to 6 weeks or 4 to 6 months, depending on when you're watching this and where you are kind of in the process here. So that's what I have for you today, pile 4. I hope that this reading resonated for you. If you liked it, feel free to give the video a like. Please comment down below, let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching Pile 4, and I do hope to see you in my next video.